There are very few occasions when Virat Kohli has missed international matches due to an injury. There's a reason why he's one of the most fittest athletes across the globe, but sometimes even the fittest can get injured, and it has happened to Virat Kohli because he's missing the opening ODI of the three-match series against England due to a sore knee. Now let's also take a look at the previous instances when Virat missed an international match, be it a test, ODI or a T20 due to any injury, and let me tell you that in 16 or 17 years of his international career, there are only round about 5 to 6 of instances. Well, number one is obviously the test against Dharamshala, the fourth and final test of the Border Gavaskar Trophy in 2017. Well, remember, Virat Kohli suffered a shoulder injury during the third test that took place in Ranchi. He was diving while chasing a ball to stop it from boundary, and then he suffered a shoulder injury, and that was the reason why he missed the fourth and final test, which was the decider. India then had Ajinkya Rahane as the captain, and under his leadership, India went on to win the Border Gavaskar Trophy. That was one of the instances. Now, number two is Virat Kohli missing the Cape Town T20I versus South Africa in 2018. This was also a series decider. India had been having a good tour of South Africa. They had lost the opening two matches, but they came back in the third and final test. It was under the leadership of Virat Kohli that India won the third test. They also went on to win the ODI series 5-1, but then they won the opening T20I, lost the second T20I, but then in the third game, Virat Kohli suffered a back spasm, a stiffness in his back, and he had to be ruled out. But then Rohit Sharma, the leader, stepped up and India won the T20I series. Third instance, again South Africa, Johannesburg test in 2022. Virat suffered spasm in his back and he had to be ruled out of the second test there. KL Rahul captained in Virat Kohli's place, but then India did not really win that match. Kohli came back as a captain in the third and final test of the series, but then India lost the three-game series there. 2-1. Kohli had captained in the opening test, wasn't there in the second test due to a back spasm, came back in the third game, but then India lost it. Now, fourth instance against England, the Oval ODI 2022, and it was a groin injury that ruled Kohli out of the opening ODI of the three-match series. Later, India went on to win that three-match series 2-1, but then in the opening ODI, it looked like that India would miss Kohli's services because they were testing conditions, cloud cover, a green pitch, and that's where Jasprit Bumrah stepped up and made sure that India did not feel Kohli's absence. And last but not the least, it was against Saurashtra in Ranji Trophy earlier in 2025 after BCCI made it mandatory that the top Indian players, or all the Indian players who have to play domestic cricket. There was a chance that Kohli would make himself available for the Saurashtra game, and in all likelihood, he would have played that game had it not been for the neck sprain that he suffered during the fifth and final test of the Border Gavaskar Trophy at the iconic SCG. Kohli suffered a neck injury during the SCG test. He even took an injection 3 days after the end of the SCG test, but then he wasn't deemed fit for the Saurashtra game. But later, Kohli went on to play Ranji Trophy. He faced Railways, did not really have a good outing, but then Delhi won that particular match. Now, as far as Kohli's latest knee injury is concerned, there is no confirmed update as to how big of an injury it is, whether it's going to rule him out of the remaining two ODIs against England at Cuttack and Narendra Modi Stadium or not. Well, that remains to be seen. BCCI yet to issue a clarification, but then if it is a serious injury, then it's going to be a big concern for the Indian cricket team, knowing that the Champions Trophy is just about 2 weeks away and they would need their star batter to be fully fit for the 8-team tournament. Well, remember, India are going to take on Bangladesh on February 20th, then Pakistan February 23rd, and New Zealand in their last group stage match of CT on March 2nd. And India would need to win at least 2 of their 3 games to progress to the semis, and for that to happen, they would need Kohli to be fully fit and in total form. And a call on Kohli's availability for the remaining 2 ODIs against England will be taken very shortly. So stay tuned to Sports Today as we'll bring you all the latest updates and analysis from the sporting world. Until then, on behalf of my producer Pawan, it's Siddharth Gulati saying goodbye.